Welcome back to my chefing. My name is Chef Fran, and this is my guest, sous
Hello.
chef today, Daniel. And we are doing part 2 of our Valentine's series. So today, since again we're cooking Daniel's favorite food, because Daniel's one of my special favorite people, and it's all about love. And Daniel's my adopted son, and so I love him. And so he loves to eat beef. He's a beef eater. So we have petite tenderloin fillets here, wrapped in bacon, which you all know if you watch me, I love bacon. And we are gonna make macaroni and cheese, which Daniel also loves. So let's get started. What we had was some chicken stock here. We put a little bit of salt and black pepper. The water's already boiled. Again, if you don't have chicken stock, you can use vegetable stock, or you can use just plain water, salt, black pepper. Very simple. Okay, Danny? So you're gonna put the macaroni inside the water.
Alrighty.
As close down, put the bowl as far so it doesn't splash on you. That's right, all the way close down. Very good, Danny. All right.
Not
Take
trying
the bowl
to get
from
hurt
me.
here.
Good. Now you want to stir it. And generally, if you're going to make mac and cheese, a lot of times one of the defaults I realize when people are making mac and cheese is that they overcook their pasta. To be honest, since you're going to be putting things, if you want a nice creamy mac and cheese, you're going to be adding milk to it, things of that nature, you really should undercook your pasta, because you're going to have milk added to it and it's going back in the oven and it's going to cook again. And I think it's one of the worst things when you have an overcooked pasta and now you add all these other ingredients to it and your pasta essentially is like mushy. Even though it may look pretty in its mac and cheese, it does not necessarily taste good at all. In fact, it doesn't taste good at all. Let's be honest. So we're going to cook our pasta for about 7 minutes. Generally, the box will say, in each, company that does, the pastas, it depends. We're using corkscrew. Some people use elbows. Some people use shells. It depends on, one, the manufacturing company, and it also depends on the style of pasta that you're using for your mac and cheese, how the duration of your cooking time will be. So you really should follow the box instruction and maybe even cook a minute or two under. Because again, when you turn off your heat, your pasta's still cooking. You can't throw water on it, because then you're going to lose all those wonderful seasonings that you have put in it, like a chicken broth or a salt and pepper. So my suggestion is to undercook your pasta a little bit by a minute or two, or at least to what the box says at the most. Do not go not even 30 seconds over, because it will not be good, the outcome. Our beef tenderloin fillet is iron, zinc, and B12. Our rosemary is iron, A, C, and B6. Our butter is vitamins A, D, E, B12, and K2. Our pasta is vitamin B, folate, thiamine, niacin, and riboflavin. Our red bell peppers are vitamins A, C, and B2. Our cheese is vitamin D and calcium. Our broccoli is vitamin B1, B6, E, and manganese. And our Parmesan cheese, which are these two here, is vitamin A, B6, B12, and it helps counteract osteoporosis and supports good bone health. It's also a great source of protein. Daniel has put in his skillet some butter. I must tell you, it's about 5 tablespoons of butter in here, and your rosemary. And we're going to put our fillets in here with a good sear. Let's put up the number again.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Should the butter fully melt before we put it in?
Yes, and it's almost about there.
Alrighty.
Now we're using an Irish butter, which is the closest thing that you're going to get to almost a clarified butter. And on clarified butter, I show you how to do that in our omelet recipe, which I can link below for you.
Alright.
So like Kerrygold, Irish butter. Oh, we need to hear that sear.
We need to hear that sear?
We do need to hear that sear.
Oh.
So we gotta get our temp back up.
Turn up the heat. Alright.
You don't want to do your seasoning beforehand because you don't want to draw any moisture from it. So if you do your salt beforehand, you could do your salt like now as it's in the skillet sizzling. Beforehand, it'll draw out too much moisture. So the only thing we're going to season, because we want to really get the flavor of this fine, tender piece of beef fillet. So we're only going to do very simple little salt, Himalayan salt, which we tend to use because it has less sodium, and black pepper. And of course, the herb of choice, herb de Provence.
The what?
Herbe de Provence.
I can't say that.
Okay, try it, Danny. Herbe.
Elbe?
Herbe.
Elbe.
Herbe
Elbe.
de
De
Provence.
Provence.
Yes, there you go, Danny. Now let's turn around and move this. Don't turn it over. Just
Move it?
shift it to the side. Yeah. Let's get your other beef tenderloin in here.
Oh.
And you're just going to put your little seasoning on it. Go ahead, Danny.
Alrighty. So what? We're doing a pinch, just like...
Yeah, just, if you can get a little, a little bit more. Okay, your first fillet to put down, you want to turn it over?
Alright. Which one was that?
That's right here, Danny.
That one?
Yep.
Alright. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we'll put it in the oven to finish with it once we...
Oh, we put it in the oven too?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, wow.
So we can get a little bit more nicer color.
This is gonna be so good and then kill me.
Danny!
Look at all the butt! Look at this stuff, man. This is fantastic.
Let me tell you, this is French cooking at the best, Danny. I just elevated your palate, baby.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so we do have to put it in the oven because we have bacon wrapped around it and we want our bacon to have a little bit of crispiness, Now we could put it on foil in the oven, or we could put the skillet itself in the oven. This is your second flipping, and your base again. That
one's really lucky with the lavender. Is that
Well,
what
these are rosemary.
Oh, rosemary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know
want all of it because there's 3 stems of rosemary in there. It smells so delightful in here.
See, right now the rosemary is starting to really rise up, and it's like,
whoo, whoo. You're feeling it, Danny?
we got invigorating.
Ah, yes, sir.
This one's got a little hole in him.
A little hole in his heart.
Looks like a meat donut. I want to eat that one. I want to eat the meat donut.
Okay, Danny. Alright, so we're going to get this in the oven.
Oh, man.
We're going to put it in the oven for, well, do you like yours medium rare or you like yours well done? I like my steak well done.
Really?
Yes.
As a chef,
Yeah.
you like it well done?
Yeah.
Medium rare is where it's at. What? All right, we'll take it out at different times.
Yeah, I mean, if you like it medium rare, we'll take it out medium rare for you. But for myself and for my family, we don't like to see blood in our meat. And I know that's crazy because most people want to see the running blood or they want to see the pinkish. And, technically that's the proper way of cooking things. But hey, I'm cooking for me. No one's paying me to cook. So... yeah.
I'm all a friend, I'm a man. I like to see that blood. I like to chew into it. Just
Okay, then we'll take it out for you. But for me, we are good.
All right.
Okay. So we're gonna get this in the oven, and then we'll be back with our mac and cheese and our petite filet, and show you the great presentation. And then we have dessert coming to you after that. Okay, so Daniel is going to show you how to assemble the mac and cheese.
Alrighty, so first we're going to fill out the little bottom part, roughly halfway. Make sure the bottom's covered with all those, real nice creamy noodles. Alright, I'm just gonna do one for right now.
Okay, what do you
After
want next?
that, breadcrumbs.
Okay.
Right, we're gonna spread the breadcrumbs on top here. My gloves are a little messy, but that's alright.
It's all going in the same place, so it's okay.
Alright.
Okay, then
After that,
Parmesan.
Parmesan going all on top of the breadcrumbs there.
And then you want some more cheese.
More cheese. Oh boy.
And then you want to put your layer of pasta.
Another layer of pasta. It's almost like a sandwich.
Yes.
Alright, so as our fantastic drink today, we have a pomegranate spritzer infused with some strawberries along with some ginger ale and sparkling cider.
Pomegranate has your vitamin C, K, and potassium, and strawberries has your vitamin C, K, and magnesium. Can't wait to drink it. Well, look what my adopted son helped do. Create a 5-star dinner. We have a beef tenderloin, all done. Our heart mac and cheese. You see, guys? The shape of the heart. We wanted you to see it.
It's sideways.
And he loves bacon just as much as I do. It's garnished with bacon. So I wouldn't have had that with my other sous chef. Turkey bacon we would have had. But Danny came up with the idea, let's garnish it. So that's definitely a fan for me because we all know I love bacon. So we're gonna taste this and let's see. Danny?
Bon appetit, right?
Bon appetit?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at broccoli. Well, I know what broccoli tastes like. Let's see how Danny did in the mac and cheese here. Okay, Danny.
Heck yeah.
Let's see what you did here with your wonderful petit filet.
Gotta take that power down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and you love it. Look at that. It's pink for you. And mine's is well done. I love well done. Yours is nice and pink. Jenny. That butter is everything, let me tell you. The herbes de Provence, everything. This is totally a delicious Valentine meal. And I was so fortunate to spend it with my Danny. Listen though, I hope you all get to try this. If you don't like beef, maybe you want to try something else, definitely do the mac and cheese. Please, don't forget, give us a virtual hug by clicking the like button. We look forward to talking to you in the comments. We do actually answer them. So please give us your comments and don't keep all of this love to yourself. Spread the love, share. And do not forget to hit the bell notification and subscribe. Well, look at this beautiful cookie balls, or so to speak, cake balls, but we did them with cookies that Dan did. I just threw on the decorations, but he did all the little hard work. And he did this for the very first time. So cut him some slack, people. It's not perfect, but it's perfect for us. And so what Dan did is he took some Oreos. We had the golden Oreos as well as the regular Oreos. We did them in separate batches. We used the bullet to crush them. And we just did them in increments of, I think, 12, Danny?
Yeah, 12 roughly.
Okay, and we had cream cheese that we had diced up some strawberries in, and we put that as our frosting base, so it would not be dry, so it would be nice and moist that he could roll them. And once we did that, then Danny's gonna demonstrate for you how to roll the balls, and then we put them in the refrigerator for about, well, actually the freezer, we put them in for about an hour. Now, the only thing is that you do want to take them out the freezer. You do want to let them sit for about 15 to 20 minutes. Not where it's totally thawed out, but just cold. Because if it's totally frozen, it freezes as soon as it hits the chocolate. You won't even have a chance to put any decorative items on them. And if you wait till they're totally thawed out, then they become really soft and mush in the chocolate and become really difficult to get them out, even with tools. And some of your chocolate won't be coated. Like, for example, we're going to show you our imperfections, like this one, because this one started getting really soft. The chocolate wasn't able to get fully covered on all of it. So, and then we have this one here. It was really cold, like still somewhat frozen when it came out, so we didn't really get a chance to put anything on it. So it's just so you can kind of know the flaws and the mistakes that were made, so in case you want to try it, that you could avoid the pitfalls. But regardless, this was still delicious, and it's still great because Oreo cookies, can't go wrong with that, right? So Danny's just going to show you how to roll the ball. And this was the chocolate melter that we use. However, there's several out there. This is the one that I prefer. I've tried other brands. This is the one that I prefer. Of course, there's one that's even cheaper and actually for free if you want. It's just a little bit longer, and it's called using the double boiler method, where you will have your pot of hot water and you'll put a stainless steel or glass bowl over it, and you'll put your chocolate in it, and you can melt it that way, and that costs absolutely nothing. The only problem with that is that water and chocolate does not mix. It will seize your chocolate. It will ruin your chocolate. So you have to be really careful when the steam is coming up that you don't get too much steam into that chocolate, because it can ruin your chocolate. So this is why for me, this is a safer method to go. For myself, I can do the double boiler method, being the fact that I am a classically trained chef. I've studied and done it that way, but if you're not familiar with dealing with chocolate and using chocolate on an all-the-time basis, this may be the best way for you to go. The reason that the canisters, the pans are not in here is because we just recently washed them. But this is really good, and it was fairly inexpensive. So if you're interested in this chocolate boiler, let me know. I will link the information for you in the description box. And all we did was coat the chocolate, like I said, with some either crushed pistachio or some crushed walnuts or crushed pecans, or it's a little bit of decorative pink candies. That's all that we have on here. All right, so Danny's gonna roll the chocolate for you.
All right, so this is what you're gonna have after you blend up your Oreos, right?
And you added the cream cheese
and you added the cream cheese to it, right? So it's kind of like this nice rollable mix. And so you just take a good bit of it that you think is good enough for your ball, right? Could be any size you like, roll it up. Nice ball shape, right? Then you're just gonna put it on your pan right here. We put aluminum foil and then parchment paper,
yes.
Right? Mm-hmm. Parchment paper, just so that it stays clean, it's nice, easy, what have you. Stick it in the freezer. Then when it's firmer, you're gonna want to let it sit a little, because if the chocolate freezes around, you can't put the decorations, but you don't want it falling apart, so get a little in between. Then you got the thing. It's real nice, real fun to do. Nice little thing, and it's good.
With that said, we'll be honest and let you know that it is a bit time consuming. So it's something that obviously you want to be able to do with your children. If you have children or a loved one, you don't want to maybe do it by yourself because you might get bored. So having someone that, that's close and dear to you, like Danny is to me, and we were able to kind of do this together. I made him do all the labor, and I just did the decorations. And so parchment paper is because it's an easy release and it's non-stick. So that's why we put the parchment paper. And also there's another way you could do cake balls with cake. But this is the easier way to avoid all that baking and the flour all over the place. You just take the cookies and it does the same thing as cake balls, and it has the same effect as cake ball, except it's not as messy because the product is already produced for you and you're just crushing it up versus making the cake, waiting for it to cool, crumbling it up, making the frosting and adding it. So this is just a quick step. So Danny, you want to taste one?
Sure.
I'm gonna taste this one.
Honestly, I'm gonna go for the plain one.
Okay.
I'm kind of curious. Oh.
Yeah, Danny.
Sorry, I'm right on it, bro. Hold on, all right.
Yeah,
I'll grab another one because you know I'm gonna eat all of these once we're done here. All right.
Bon appetit. Now look at that. Just like cake, really moist, beautiful. Yeah. You see the strawberries from the strawberries that we diced up for Valentine's Day. So again, don't forget to give us a virtual hug by clicking the like button. Subscribe, so you can see all the new content that we put out weekly. And share all of this love that we have to share. You want to share with other people as well. And comment. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you're enjoying. We want to know what you did. If you did this yourself, if you did something else. Thank you so much for joining us. We love you. Bye.